And the first protest, people occupied State House.
Yes.
Yeah.
State House?
Yes. We were dancing at Gate D.
Okay.
Gate A, Gate D. It was young people just dancing.
Yes.
Occupation happened on the first day. And this is like 8 p.m.
Our security forces
Bro, we were
concern,
dancing. They were not. Nobody saw this coming.
Like
It just...
animal youth.
Yeah, walikuwa wanaangalia tu hao vijana kwani shida yao ni nini, because it was so late. Like I was like, you wouldn't have such a crowd around State House and do nothing.
Yes.
And in my reflection, I think this is where maybe people got the idea, let's go to State House next. It can be done. But then now, so we do 18th, we do, what was it? 18th, then something, maybe 22nd or 23rd and 25th. So now we do it, and then now that day, now I get a megaphone. And did I get a megaphone on week 1 or week 2? Maybe week 2. And there's these really, really awesome shots. Because you see, I used to go to the streets in suits. I wear suits everywhere. And to a lot of people, that felt like...
Have you been wearing suits all through?
All through, man.
And the reason I'm asking is because the narrative was you came to be selected. You came ready to be picked as the face.
Yes.
You know, suited and booted.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, I'm at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
So...
You've been wearing suits like this all through. So that's a nice suit.
Oh, thank you. It's a nice tweet. I like it.
Barney Stinson used to watch I Met Your Mother.
You know, I also got a lot of Barney when I was in Campo. So I wore such bad clothes when I was in high school and primary school. And during self-esteem shaping times, I remember this babe, we'd gone for some camp and I saved like some weak shirt, figured here and some three kwenje. And I remember I saved it and sprayed a lot of Brute onto it.
Oh, Brute. Oh, that's a TBT. Man, if you're high school in Kenya,
you know,
Brute for
before
sure.
Versman guys came in. But anyway, so Brute, I'd sprayed it and I worked at it candle and I wanted to propose to this chick and I wanted to ask her to be my girlfriend. And she looked at me, she sized me up and she was like, me, date a guy like you without class or swag. And I remember I just wanted the ground to open and in me and swallow me. So I remember from that day I made a commitment to myself that, and I thought suits were the epitome because I remember telling myself in Form 4 that when I would graduate, I'd buy a very expensive timepiece and a very expensive suit. But then now, getting into campus, I used to shikanisha suits. I couldn't afford until it got to maybe third year. Then I started affording suits. And then, so I've been wearing suits through and through. Of course, it's a trauma response.
Yeah.
But I had, and again, I'm always giving out suits. I clear my wardrobe ever so often.
How many suits would you say you have right now?
At a time, I think I have 40 at a time.
40 suits?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I have 40 suits.
Who's your tailor?
I have a tailoring business.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I make suits.
Okay.
So there's that. But so at the time, the suits I was wearing through the protests were suits which were on their deathbed. Like they were on their way out. So I give out, so I replace maybe 10 at a time or sometimes 15 at a time. So those were...
I don't mind this.
Yes, these ones can raruka, this one can whatever.
Yeah.
So easy. I get the megaphone. And you see, I was at the time when we were protesting, guys are wearing black and those kinds of things. But I'm in a suit and I have a megaphone. And I sort of know how to lead chants. I had my...
Was there an innate yearning for a leader from the crowd? Like when you rock up with a suit and a
there was
megaphone?
a reaction. There was a reaction that got me feeling some type of way. I'm human, man. And
there's a high about it, right?
There's a high because now for me, the thing that even made me the thing that got to like that proper shot was, I remember there was some street kids who saw me, like, you know, it's a group of people that you meet and you're just like, nimekutana na wrong rende leo napoteza kila kitu.
Yes.
And they're charging towards me and then one of them starts shouting, ndio ule kinara. And I expect these people to rob me and these people carry me.
Kinara is leader.
Ndio ule sasa kiongozi. And they carry me and I'm like, bruh, if the street families are, if they say you're cool,
you're the guy.
Mazi, you're the guy.
Yeah.
So now I have to balance this thing and also because I was very big on the politics, because I'd not started doing media interviews, but I'd done a few interviews. And so I felt like my contribution was active mobilization because I also did a lot. I did a decent job, like rallying crowds and pushing them and singing the chants, because it's the music that pushes the people. It's the steam panda that pushes you. It's the tuende, tusonge mbele, the whatever, the vivas that push the people. But also because I was like, I believe that everyone is making their own contribution. This will be my contribution. I'll have a megaphone, and whenever I see a microphone, I'm not going to spare it. I'm going to articulate whatever it is that we're on the streets for as many times and as articulately as I possibly can. And
so what do you grab as your main agenda piece for the movement? Because a movement should not just be amorphous. We're not just fighting for some abstract kind of thing. So what do you pick as your main thing, your main talking points at this time? Like what is...
So at the time, they had not crystallized into this, but it was, I would broadly categorize them into like 4 aspects. Accountability. Because remember at that time, government officials are just passing whatever they want, and you just hear that money has been spent and nobody cares.
Parliament was captured.
Yes, but at the time, it wasn't necessarily capture. There was a hubris to them. The guys now start showing us their watches.
18 million.
Yes, they start showing us their shoes. They start showing us their belts.
Put a guy showing us his 18 million on the screen.
Yeah. And there was accountability. There was corruption. At the time, also, people are getting to this stream of consciousness where there was an impunity of sorts that money is getting stolen and those kinds of things, but it was very in our face. Then there was
even talk of 3 terms.
Yes.
There started being rumors about 3 terms.
Like
at 3 terms.
You know, like at this point, Kenya Kwanza has settled into, like, they feel they're cruising nicely. Because remember, President Ruto now is being feted like the poster child for democracy. This really articulate guy, this young president.
Hardworking guy.
Yes.
Sober guy.
From a stable democracy. Western countries are bowing.
He gave that speech in France. Hey.
Can you shut up? Yeah. And then I don't think they saw it coming. Because I think that's where it was. Because it's typical human behavior. Man, when we're having a good time, we're having a good... And my friends are also doing this, and my friends... then nobody saw 18th coming. And boom, people on the street. So there was that. There was good governance. There was accountability, graft, good governance. At the time, what was the biggest thing? There was a finance bill. Yes. It was upcoming, but people had been... there was like this thing for we felt like the country was not being governed well. And
there was a general consensus around people felt like they had been played.
Yes.
Because the president ran on a certain narrative, and as soon as he got in, he just switched it up. And almost, so those are grace people extending, it's just been 5 months, it's just been a year, But then, now that grace reached that point for, hey, wait a minute.
2 years, man.
This is, nothing is changing.
And then remember, there was like a precursor. In 2023, there was a similar protest. It's just that this protest had been led by Raila Odinga. And Gachagua had done things. Yes, it was we did the exact same protest in 2024.
But that one, I remember a lot of people felt like, this is just a perennial
Baba has lost an election and whatnot. But even the language that we were using, we were like punitive finance bill. That's exactly what they called it last time. Like theirs was it was just a finance bill protest. And it's very weird how things are connected because I'm a musician. I was playing live at the restaurant where Baba's team retreated to after his car was shot at. And I remember it was at around 9 p.m. That's when now again first time I saw the aura. And I remember tweeting about it in 2023 saying, I don't know what it is, but he came into a joint and he just, he did something and he wanted to watch the news. And all of us just kept quiet.
And what is a musician playing for Baba who's just got shot at? What's in your what's in your repertoire?
No, you see, so for me, and this is the thing which I'm saying, I was so oblivious. For me, it wasn't like, and this is why I'm sort of I'm shocked that this is the position I'm at a year later, because I didn't even care for the protests in 2023. Like I'm a proper gigging musician. Like as a musician, I'm an authority in Nairobi because I'm one of the best. I'm doing my regular gigs.
So you felt like even those protests are an interruption to the normal...
I'm like, first of all, why is there commotion on my stage? This was my stage, bro. Why are you guys just coming in here? Hey, like, what is this that you guys are doing? And I remember he went into some private room somewhere. But all of us just kept quiet, man. The whole club.
Organ news.
And then he's watching. And I'm like, this is like you're reviewing footage. Because you were there. And you're watching now and tell you what they're going to say about...
Did they actually, when you say his car was shot at, was that, that warning shot for a very trained guy like that? Or was there like a attempt?
But you see, it could be a warning shot, but I don't think you get 11, 13 of those. You don't. Because I remember I went outside and I saw the car. I saw one. There's one which the one that had been tear gassed that I think his media team was using or something. The one that had his PA.
Yes.
No windows, whatever. And then now I saw the one that he was in. It's shot at and and now I could see the bullet. I was like, oh, snap. Something happened. Yes. I remember I just talked to my friends about it. I was like, oh, you see, today I was playing somewhere. Raila Odinga was there. They parked the cars there. And It was just, for me, it was just kawaida story. I'm like, you won't believe what happened at work today.
So do you interact with him at this time?
No. At this time, you're a nobody. You don't get to, like, first of all, to get to Baba, there's so many steps. And especially if he's like, he's at an establishment. So anyways, so now coming back to like the year, I say that now this is going to be my role. And the only protests I was involved in, I was very big on mental health. And at the time, I was doing stuff on TikTok. It was politics, but it was not local politics. It was the politic of colonialism, feminism. What is this about? Why I disagree with certain takes that they push. Like, it was politics at such a superstructural level, saying that all of us are one. It was not localized.
Yes.
So I was kind of famous. But then now the cameras started following me now. I'm on the street. Now remember, day one happens and there's that trash. I keep on rewatching this video by Cheruto. I'm like, what's this, man? How did you post this thing? And everyone's just like, this is so crazy. This guy is so cool, whatever. I pull up in my other suit, and just the same way we used to go is the same way camera people and media guys used to go on the streets. So I think they're following a particular story. And just like energy, you follow the path of least resistance.
Yes.
And I think I was the most consistent, the easiest story they could find. I could say so.
And at this time, of course, there were other emerging leaders, right?
Yes.
At what point are you guys, is it like I see you, or are you guys interfacing?
I meet them after Parliament.
After 25th?
Yes, after 25th is now when I meet like the leaders.
Talk about 25th. Because what I remember from 25th is I drove home. I had a morning flight.
Yeah.
I was driving home some early afternoon. Of course, we had there's going to be protests in town. My wife is telling me, I want to go. I'm like, hey. So I come home.
Yeah.
And now you know where I live. So I'm in the bedroom.
Right.
Chill, and of course, we can hear.
Yes.
So what was it like there? And not only there, as a leader there.
25th was a madness. Because up until 25th, the protests were not dangerous. I had not heard a person who had died. Oh, just to backtrack, the week of the 25th, the thing that actually really propels me, I just have to be honest about this, that really propels me to fame. Let me use fame as cheap a word as it is.
I like the honesty.
Yeah. There's a classmate of mine who was running an event, a drive called Medics for Kenya.
Yes.
He's called Dr. Austin Omondi. And I'm chilling over the weekend. So me and my friends are just like, hey man, the protests have been really crazy. So we are chilling. Remember, now we are still sulking. These people are still monitoring me. I think they've put me on suicide watch, but they don't want to say it. And it's Eid. I think it was Eid times.
Yes.
Because I remember my friend Kidawa cooked like a really nice meal. It's the first Eid she celebrated with non-Muslims. And it's a Sunday and I'm chilling. And I'm looking at my phone and I'm scrolling through Twitter because now Twitter is suddenly interesting. Again, I've been looking for KOT. I've never found what KOT is. And then suddenly I'm in the middle of it. So I'm scrolling through X, man. And I see this thing and I'm like, why isn't anyone taking this seriously? So I called my friend Manu. I tell him, I want you to take me somewhere. Just you and I. We're going to drive to the Sikh Union Club. They were leading a blood donation there.
Yes.
And someone had posted
a general blood donation or to victims of
this was a blood donation
injuries.
I think at the time even he did not know how big what he was doing was going to be because he was doing this for the protest. So a lot of another lesson I learned from the protest is society cares for you only if you're useful. It would be, and that's why I would postulate and say doctors would get away with a lot of shit or lawyers would get away with a lot of shit. Like I've seen lawyers who are pro the movement who are currently pro Gachagua.
Yes.
And then they're not being cancelled.
Yes.
So if you're like have a STEM career in life generally or be around long enough. Anyways, just backtracking. So I go to the union. I say I have to go to the union and I have to issue a statement. I have to issue a statement because, remember, at this time, I've told myself that my eloquence is going to be my contribution to the movement. And I'd been doing TikToks and they were doing well, and they were like, people were like, oh, you're so eloquent. I was like, what is my strength? My eloquence. Communication. I shall do this. So I go to the union, and there's like, first I wanted to donate, but then Austin gets taken on my way there. I've remembered, yes, that's the exact, he's been put in a sub and he's been taken. And I get to the union.
Like mid-drive, you're driving?
Yes, I'm driving. I'm heading to, so I told my friend to drive so that I could scroll and know what's happening. And how, because I was trying to also marshal people and tell them, oh, come, nini. Also, he's my boy from high school. We've not seen each other in a very long time. And so I was like, yeah, my contribution is going to be, going to have this thing as a big success. Then they take him in a sub. So do a KCU or whatever it was. And I get to the sick union and everyone is disheveled as hell. And I'm trying to tell people, okay, now we need some sense of direction. We need to find him. See, we've heard about the car. Can we get this? I'm like, we have to issue a statement and inform the public that if you are coming, don't come. They've moved the blood drive to, was it Pumwani? There's a hospital, Mama Lucy, some hospital in Pangani. And 2, update people and tell people, listen, Austin has been taken. Austin's Japrado has been taken. And we have to make noise about it. And so we do that, and I go to the next place, and our old boys, the Alliance Old Boys Club, the chair is there, and so we do a thing, we go to Parklands. And so at this time, I'm still not known a good one.
Yes.
But there are people who are, LSK has already figured Parklands Police Station.
Yes.
Sijui who has already figured Parklands Police Station.
Demanding the release.
KMPDU has already figured. But I was like, where are the young guys? Yeah, I'm like, protest was like for us guys. So I'm like, even me, I'm here. And I want to address the press. So that's the thing which I felt like, you won't do this thing, and it's young people who are doing this thing, and then we won't speak. So I said consistently, because you guys are already known and you've already established yourself as authorities, I want that the media can also consider young people.
Yes.
Because the media is just the media, bro. The media is not like you who has time to go into the depths, the meat and bones. They follow the hottest story. So I do Parklands, and then we're told, I think we had been told he had been taken to Parklands, then we were told that he had been taken to Kiambu Road. So we are just doing car chases, and then we were told eventually he's been taken to DCI at Gigiri.
Who's telling you, like, how is this information coming about?
It's fikaing somehow, because there's a group of people, everyone's making phone calls, everyone has a friend who knows a friend. Yeah. So the first person who gets information says, tunasikia kwa Kiambu Road. Tunasikia kwa at.
And are there leaks from the law enforcement side? Are there guys inside who are...
I don't know, because you see, he was pretty inaccurate, because all of the places we went, he wasn't.
He was not there.
Then we get to DCI at Gigiri, and I'm mad. I'm mad and I'm very scared. Because I'm like, this is a guy I know. And for him, he was just running a blood drive. I was kimbiaing. It could go badly. If it can happen to a doctor, now imagine people who are like sijui. So I remember I did a statement and I said, if the IG of police does not produce him, I'm going to marshal 1,000 youth to the police headquarters tonight. And I started making calls live on air. And
rallying calls. At this time, guys were ready, yeah?
At this time, because also I've met a few people, and everyone is mad about this. And it's Sunday, and I think there was no work. Oh, it was Tuesday that there was no work. But it's protest. Protest yani imeshika kabisa. And after that, like an hour later, Dr. Austin is like, some of the people are called and they pick him. He's so disheveled, he's in shambles.